The Silver Lake Provincial Park and Campground is about a 2-hour drive from downtown Vancouver.
Silver Lake itself was formed about 1,000 years ago when a landslide blocked Silver Hope Creek. The water filled in to about 6 to 7 meters deep, and the creek now continues on a slightly different path.
The area has a long history of logging and still has some active logging to this date. So coming down the Silver Skagit Road, right around the 2-kilometer mark is where it turns from pavement to gravel. So you might want to be a little careful and slow down because there can be some potholes for sure. So not far after the 6-kilometer marker, you'll see the sign to the park, and there'll be a bridge that you have to go over to the right. Be really careful on that bridge. There's usually massive potholes on either end.
When you get to the park, just past the gate, you'll have the option to go straight to the day use area or to turn right to come up to the campground. And as soon as you turn right, you will see this information hut. So what you're going to want to do is stop, get out, check the information hut. It'll show you the map of the campground. It'll tell you which sites are available or not. And it'll also just give you some procedure information on checking in, checking out, and how to find a site. If you've come and you have a reservation, then you just find your site number. Of course, your site will have this reserved tag on it, and you'll put your slip from your reservation onto the number post and claim your site. And then actually the staff will come around. If you're coming on first come, first serve, you can stay 1 or 2 nights, but don't show up with the intention of being able to stay for like a whole week on first come, first serve, because there's no guarantee that site will be available for that whole length of time. So if you do want to do that, you might have to jump around from site to site a little bit, or just limit your stay to 1 or 2 nights. Also here at the information booth, there is a whole bunch of information about quiet hours and generator hours. There's phone numbers if there's an emergency, although there is absolutely no cell phone signal in the park. So I'm not sure how you're going to make that phone call. But anyways, I guess if you go out of the park, you might be able to. Down the road. Jay, how far did you go before you got signal again? Okay, so the park is at marker 7. You'll probably pick up a signal around marker 4-ish. There are bear around here. They're very active. We have read on the website. We haven't seen one yet, but who knows? Maybe we will. Knock on wood.
So what kind of amenities can you expect here? Well, there's no electricity or running water, but there are pit toilets and hand pumps, although there are notes on the hand pumps that you do have to boil the water. Your campsite also has a fire pit and a picnic table.
And they have a boat launch. Okay, so some of the things to do here, and it's a short list, but there's a grassy knoll lakeside.
Which we're in right now.
Yes, it's a pretty good sized kind of grassy park area where you can, play sports or whatever you want to do in a grassy open area.
Lay out a little picnic blanket like this.
Yep, and what else is there?
Well, there's some trails too. There's one that kind of goes up and around the lake and meets up with the creek. And my app actually says there's another trail that kind of goes up the mountain to a viewpoint. We haven't had a look at that yet, but we're going to check that out later.
Yep.
And there's kind of a little logging road that you can walk up as well. That's just outside of the park.
Otherwise, as you can see behind us, there's a lake. So any kind of lake-like sports. So some boating, fishing, although the fishing is only catch and release. Canoeing, kayaking, stand-up paddle boards, anything you want to do out on the water. Swimming, of course, which I think we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I went swimming here last summer in August, and it was extremely cold, so we are not doing that right now.
Yeah, no, the water is pretty cold. Otherwise, you can hang out on your site and just enjoy nature. I did a yoga session this morning on our site, and that was really relaxing and nice. And we play board games and enjoy our campfires and just basically relax. That's the whole point of camping, right? Is get out, enjoy nature, relax, and just unplug.
I'd say one of the things to do here is one of the things that you can't do, and that's you can't be on the internet or messaging people or anything because there is zero cell phone service, so you are completely disconnected.
Yeah.
And you have to be.
And it's kind of forced on you in
Yeah,
that way.
nice.
So yeah, that is a good way to do it. Yeah.
Good to take a break.
If you're looking for a place to completely unplug, unwind, slow things down, this is a good park for that.
So on that note, we will sit and relax and enjoy our little picnic spot here. All right, to get some brew.
Okay, so which are the best sites here? Here at Silver Lake, there are 25 different sites. 4 of them are double sites, and all of them, I mean, really, they're all pretty darn good, I would say.
I think ours is probably the best.
Our favorite sites, we've done the walk around this morning where we've taken a look at all the sites, and we actually got clips of those sites. But our favorite sites were site number 11, site number 21, which is the one that we're on, and the double site that we thought was the best was 22-23. And now we're going to tell you why. So number 11 and number 21, those are single sites. They are big, like you could fit big rigs on just about all of the sites, but these ones in particular, like I would feel comfortable putting like a motor home on them. Like
They're extra long.
They're long. But also they tend to have a little bit more privacy. So I don't know if you can see around us right now, but we have quite a lot of trees around ours. So there's that kind of bit of a buffer between us and the road and us and any of the neighbors we have. So that's been really nice.
The only downside with that though is testing out our solar. We're not getting a whole lot of solar because the trees are all blocking it, but you know what, we'll take the privacy.
Yes, so this site in particular, number 21, is probably out of all of the sites, the most shaded site. So if that's what you're looking for on like a really hot summer weekend, this might be the site that's best for that. But in cooler weather, if you're looking for as much sun exposure as possible, it's another double site, number 24-25. That one is wide open. It gets full afternoon sun. It was glorious looking. But downside to that is there's a lot less privacy, right? You're exposed completely to the road and everyone walking by can see into your place. But yeah. Oh, the other reason why we also really like number 22 and 23, that double site, is because that's the only site that we found that has a little bit of a mountain view, which is really pretty. Otherwise, all the sites, I mean, they all had fire pits, picnic tables. There was a couple double sites that only had 1 picnic table instead of 2. We're not sure if that's just because they're being serviced or on order, or all the sites are pretty level. Our site is, like, we rolled in and then I said, let's check the leveling, you know, to be able to put our blocks in. We didn't need a single leveling block. Like, this trailer is perfectly level on this site and we've never had that before. There's usually like, it's close but not quite. This one was perfect.
There's only 25 sites and it's pretty hard to find a bad one.
So that's our rundown on the best sites here. You can't really go wrong, but like we said, number 11, number 21, and then the double site 22, 23, those are our absolute favorites. We hope you enjoyed this little tour of Silver Lake Provincial Park and Campground, and hope that you'll be able to come out this way to enjoy it sometime. Next week, we'll be bringing you some more of our adventures here.
If you'd like to see that and more travel-related videos, we'd really appreciate if you could give us a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thank you for joining us, and in the meantime,
keep on living the life you've imagined.
Action. Oh, am I talking?
Yeah. I just talked.
Oh.
And I really just rambled on right there. I'm going to do that all over again.
So what kind of amenities can you expect?
Should we go back and start again? Cut. We're just like sitting here staring.